I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good morning, Syed Irfan Ajmal. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful day?
I am good. I am good. How are you doing, Angel?
I'm excellent, my friend. It's a great pleasure to connect with you. What part of the world are you in right now?
I am probably very far away from you, and I'm not sure if you have ever interviewed someone from my part of the world. I live in South Asia in a country called Pakistan, and I am in the northern part of the country of Pakistan in Peshawar.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing. Yes, I believe I have spoken to a guy from Pakistan. Not as many as I have others from other countries, but it is a grand pleasure to connect with you, Saeed. Please tell us which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
It's an easy question and it's also a hard question for me. But briefly speaking, I have three passions: writing, speaking, and marketing. And I believe these are all sort of intertwined. So I like to speak when I'm in a good mood, and I love writing. I started loving writing when I was young, and I was reading books other than textbooks and all that. And I see marketing as not something selfish or overly promotional or aggressive sales or something like that, but more as a means to communicate the value of your personal brand or your business brand.
So
That's what marketing is for me. And I guess speaking and writing are a couple of really good mediums for communicating the value of your brand.
who did you learn the skill of reading and writing from?
Well, I think it was kind of self-taught stuff, but got bored with the books meant for kids when I was like in grade three. So I just love reading, and it's just amazing how much we can learn from someone's story, whether it's a filmmaker or an entrepreneur or any business book or marketing book or anything like that. And I guess the next step right after I read tons of book was to have this innate desire to have something that I can call my own in terms of a book, an article, or something. So I've yet to write a book, and I actually saw that you have written at least one book, which is really good, and I plan to give your book a read as well. But yeah, it's. I mean, I think all of us have something to share, whether it's by using the verbal word or by a written word. And even when I'm writing, I mean, I learn as much during the process of research and all that as the person who is reading it will learn. So it's a good way for me to learn things as well and to continue improving my profile and my skill set and all that.
That's great. That's great. And the speaking that you do, I mean, you do that regularly, don't you?
So unfortunately, I'm not as much of guy. I mean, I'm not as good at planning and all that as I should, but yeah, I have been speaking since 2013. And ideally speaking, my goal is that from 2018, the next year, I can travel more often, travel abroad more often, and basically maybe speak once every quarter or something. And it sort of came naturally to me. I'm not one of those kids who was a good debater in school years or something like that. So I was pretty low on confidence and all that, I guess. But when I started speaking in 2013, I've spoken at tons of universities, at some online webinars. In Dubai, I just came back from speaking in Bali, Indonesia, and Dubai, UAE, and people say that stage fright is like the number one fears of most people, but I just don't know why I never have that fear. Sure, I might get a bit nervous, but overall, I do fine.
Yeah, once you get going, you can't stop, right?
Yeah, yeah. I do think that I have to learn to speak slowly. Just like you are doing it, I can get very excited and very hyper, and then I can start speaking very fast and all that. But yeah, if I know about some topic, I have this ability to, explain it well to people, so, and I guess I am, if I was not a writer and a speaker and a marketer, I would probably have been a comedian, because some of my friends tell me that I'm good at making jokes and all that. Maybe they're just trying to make me happy, but
Well, Syed, tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
I guess learning would be one thing that I'm getting more and more passionate and more proactive about it, and learning in the sense of, reading and, listening to even audiobooks. So learning would be one of them, and I guess trying to take better care of my health. And I guess one of the things that I find very easy and very interesting to do is to, just turn on an audiobook or a podcast on my cell phone and just go take a walk.
How does that make you feel?
Really good, actually, and it's very inspirational as well. And I think for someone like me, it's important to sometime go outside, away from the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just to someone that's listening who may love what they do as well, and who may be spending that time in front of the computer, why they do what you've done by having that, yes, you're doing the work, but stepping away sometimes away from that computer.
Oh, right. Yeah. I think, I mean, there is this really interesting story. I read it somewhere. I'm not sure if it's a true story, or if it's just like a fable or something, but it has a very interesting lesson. It talks about, the story mentions, I think, an economist who was working on a new theory of economics, or something like that, and he was not able to find this inspiration or the details, or the creativity or the motivation, something like that. So after working for maybe days or weeks on that theory, what he did was that he just closed all those books of economics and all that, and he just for fun he started reading a biology book. Just it has had nothing to do with his field of research. It has had nothing to do with what he was trained to do and all that, but he just started reading it, and he read something about germs and how they might how they work in sort of community or something like that. I don't remember the scientific details, but the point of the story is that by taking a step back from what he was doing and doing something entirely different, he came up with an inspiration for that economics theory, which was based on what he read about germs in a biology book. So sometimes we find that inspiration in the most unlikely places. So usually we have this we have this vertical focus. So if I want to study making things with clay, I might just want to know more and more about clay and how to make things with it and all that. But sometimes it's good to step away from all of that, and breaks are actually good for your health as well. Breaks are very good for your health as well. It has been scientifically proven that if you are taking more breaks and more often, it can help you with coming back to your work, feeling more motivated, more fresh, more energized, and all that. So I definitely recommend taking breaks. And one solution which can really help is using the Pomodoro technique. So Pomodoro technique, as our listeners will probably know, is about using an app or a tomato-like device, a physical device, which you can use to, it basically rings an alarm after every 25 minutes, so that you can, go ahead and take a 5 minutes break. So I find that very useful. Yeah.
Well, Syed, where's the best place for someone to connect with you if they're interested in what you do, sir?
The best place to connect with me would be to just look me up online on Google, and you will be able to find me on Facebook, LinkedIn. These are the social media portals I use more often. And other than that, you guys are welcome to visit my website, which is basically my full name without any spaces. So it's syeddirfanajmal.com.
Love it. Well, Syed, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Syed, what is your earliest childhood memory?
I don't have a very good memory, unfortunately. So I guess it would be, playing with my cousin. We were sort of, we are just, we have a difference of just 15 days between us. So I and my cousin playing or, doing something naughty or something like that.
How old do you think you were in this earliest memory?
Probably 2 or 3 years old.
Why do you think this memory is so clear?
I think we had some very amazing times. He was like a brother to me. Before my own brother was born. So we were the same age, and we were often together and doing a lot of fun stuff. Exploring the world and learning new things. Probably kind of similar to how some of our listeners who might be learning about digital business and building their brand and all that might be, right?
All right. And if we fast forwarded to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
Probably some very cheesy Indian song. Something like "You Are My Hero, tu mera hero hai," or something like that.
Yeah, we'll definitely put that in there.
I hope not.
Oh, Syed, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there is a small declaration form, so it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Syed?
Sure.
Syed, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
No.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Much more than that, probably like 2 hours a day or 1 hour a day. I'm not proud of that, but Netflix has got me addicted big time.
I'm not proud of that, but that old Netflix, oh my.
Yeah.
What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
I think it's definitely more than 8, and I'm trying my best to, reduce it to a lot lesser.
Syed, if you had to share with us a statement that represents who you are, your own unique real statement, what would you say that is?
I guess it would be nice to everyone.
Syed, this has been a great pleasure, my friend. You've definitely been nice by being here with me. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I would just like to tell them to continue learning, relearning, and unlearning. Definitely, learn from your mistakes. But as Angel says it in one of his earlier podcast episodes, you can definitely learn from the mistakes of others as well, and it will definitely reduce the energy and time you would have to spend otherwise. So yeah, continue the journey of learning, unlearning, and relearning.
I love it. Syed Irfan Ajmal, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thanks for having me, Angel.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.